Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video we're going to be talking about the AFL. The AFL finals are around the corner now. They start tonight in about an hour and 5 minutes maybe. 7:50 games. So it's going to be an interesting contest tonight, but we're going to go through the games. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. Let's test how the mic goes because I've had technical difficulties over the last few days. That's why the video is very late, so I'm sorry. So we're going to speak about, first of all, the Port Adelaide versus Geelong, which is going to be a really good game. It seems to be, as you can see, that the Port are the favourites, but anything can happen. I'm going to go with Geelong. It may be tough for Geelong considering it is at the Adelaide Oval, so it's Port's home ground. But sorry, not Adelaide. Geelong have been the stronger side, I think. Regarding to Tom Hawkins on fire, I think Tom Hawkins has been so much better than Charlie Dixon this year. You've really got that Charlie Dixon has been okay in patches, but then you've got Tom Hawkins, which he's been going up the ground, moving up the ground really well. So I think Geelong to win, and it'll be close. I think it's going to be a goal the difference. So let's really see how this goes tonight. I'm actually probably going to live stream this game, so if you're keen to watch it, yeah, let me know and we'll watch it tonight. And then you've got another great game, which is Richmond versus Brisbane, which I'm surprised that at the Gabba, Richmond are favourites to beat Brisbane. I don't understand that. So I'm going to go with Brisbane. I just don't think Richmond are as good as they've been over the last 4 years. I don't think they've been at their best. So I'm going to go with Brisbane to win. They've got a couple of, actually on my phone, I'll let you know the inclusions for this game. So pretty much with Port Adelaide, they've bringing in Ryan Burton, great in for them. That's unreal. They've also brought in Zach Butters and Tom. I think it's Cleary. So that's very good ins, and their outs are Toby Woodcock, Jared. What is it? Lynett, and Riley Bonner. So some big ins and outs you can say for Port. They've got some really good ins though, like Ryan Burton, Zach Butters as well. They're two incredible wins and ins. Sorry, not wins. Incredible, I think. They're going to be really dangerous tonight. And then you've got four. I'm gonna say it's an interesting decision by Geelong. They're bringing in Reece Stanley and Tom Atkins, and they're dropping um, what is it, Asavia Radicalia and Jack Stevens, which is a bit odd considering that Reece Stanley hasn't played many games throughout this season, I don't think, and he hasn't been a big force. So I wonder what's going on with Radicalia because he's been outstanding for the Cats this year. So look, very interesting changes for both sides. And then the Brisbane Lions and Richmond, they've brought in Harris Andrews. What a bring in. They need him big time in that defence. So maybe that will change the favouritism to them. And Jared Berry, another ripper player too. They're big ins, very, very big ins. And then their outs are, it doesn't surprise me that Cameron Ellis-Yolman's going out for this game. It's like if you're bringing Harris Andrews, you don't really need him in there, and Jared Berry, you don't need Harris Andrews, and Jack Payne. It doesn't make sense. It makes sense to me those two outs. If you're bringing in those two elite players, I understand exactly why. Sorry, you guys, but it's true. And then Richmond are bringing in, they've dropped Josh Caddy, Jack Ross. Pretty stiff with Josh Caddy, actually. He hasn't been in the best form this year, but I don't think he really should be dropped for this game. And Dion Prestia is returning, and Shy Bolton. So, good players, but you know that Prestia hasn't played much this year at all. So, it will be interesting to see how he plays tonight, and whether he'll be good for them or we'll just have to wait and see what happens with them. So look, it's a big contest, this tonight's game and tomorrow night's game, but I've gone with, as you know, the Cats to win, and I'm going to go with the Lions to win. So they're not the two favourites. Best player on ground, I've got to go Tom Hawkins. How can you not in the form that he's been? He's just been taking the best marks I've seen in a long time. He's presenting well, leading well, and as I keep saying every week, he's running so freely that I think he's a danger for Port. I think if they can't control him, he might have a big bag. I might go him to kick 4. And then Brisbane, that's a tough one because they've got some really good players. Like you already know that without even saying a word. You know that Lockie Neal will be mentioned as the best. But I'm going to go Robertson. I think that Mitch Robertson might have a standout game. They've been good in the finals over the last couple of years. I think they were in it last year. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go. So just quickly, I've got to scroll to my other. I've got to scroll down here. So as you can see, we've got 54 minutes till the bounce. So let's go here. So it might freeze a little bit because we're returning from a different sort of screen. So I'm sorry if it does. So the next game we're going to talk about is St Kilda taking on the Western Bulldogs, which is going to be another really, really good game of footy to watch. You know, they're both in not the greatest form over the last few weeks. They've both had great wins. You know, St Kilda beating the Giants and the Bulldogs, not really a big win beating Fremantle. But it's going to be a tough one. You know, it's at the Gabba. Both teams should be familiar with it by now. So we're just going to have to see how that goes. I want St Kilda to win. I'm not going to lie with that game. I just think St Kilda deserve to be in the finals, considering they hadn't been there since 2011. So I think it's time that they do something in the final series. So I go Saints to win, but I don't expect the Bulldogs to be down by much. I think it will be a very close game of footy to watch. So look, the Bulldogs could possibly win as well. They're both evenly matched to me. They're both teams which are red hot form. Lost a couple of games late that you think they shouldn't have, but it's going to be a really tight game. So, and I'm going to go with the Saints to win, just because I want them to be honest. And I don't really have a standard game. Jack Steele will be incredible for the Bulldogs. The teams haven't been released for this game yet. I don't know if they're being released tonight or tomorrow. So, but yeah, they were saying that Bradley Hill rumoured someone will be dropped, but I didn't read the full thing, so I can't tell you who would that be. So I think the best on ground will be, of course, Jack Steele. How can you not? But then you've got the Bulldogs midfield, which has got McRae, Bonds and Pelly. Mate, that's just... What more can you argue with a midfield like that? The only argues, look, there's a possibility that you'd probably drop Josh Bruce. He hasn't done much for them. Bringing in Shaki might help them, but he also hasn't played much footy this year for them. So it's an evenly matched contest, but yeah, Jack Steele to be best on ground. St Kilda to win. I think Jack Steele will kick a goal at least. I think he'll go 32 disposals and 1 goal. And then we go to a bloody belter game. Absolute belter at Optus Stadium, which is good it's at Optus actually. You know, because it favours West Coast. And West Coast are getting some big players in. Let me just check quickly the phone and see if they've actually released the fixtures. No, they have. Well, they've released the fixtures. Will appear. No, so they have not released their teams just yet, which is kind of good. It's going to be interesting to see when they do it. Down to the wire, I say. So yeah, big game between Collingwood and West Coast. So it's going to be a belter, as I've said, because, you know, of course, West Coast and Collingwood in the 2018 Grand Final, and we were saved, which was nice. So it's going to be a great game of footy. As you know, as you can already tell by my appreciation of this game, I'm going to call this game the Dom Sheed game because, of course, I want West Coast to win, and I don't want them to actually win. I want them to absolutely destroy on the weekend. They're getting a lot of great players back. It looks like McGovern will come back. Elliot Yeo looks like he's probably not going to. Kennedy could be back. Shuey could be back. They're going to have an elite side. It's almost their 2018 Grand Final side. So they're looking very, very strong. But except the only difference is Natanui will be in there. So it will be interesting to see how they go. And Collingwood have also got some big names in there. But yeah, look, it's at Optus. It's West Coast home. West Coast have been on form. So I'm going to go with West Coast to win. And I'd like them to win pretty comfortably. Man on ground, that's tough because you'd normally go Kennedy, but he was injured the last game. Or hurt himself in the first quarter or second. So it's kind of tough. I'm going to go Dom Sheed. I'll just do it because he's playing Collingwood and he lights it up when he seems to play Collingwood. So let's go Dom Sheed to win. No, Dom Sheed to win. Well, that's silly of me. Dom Sheed to be the best on ground, get a couple of goals, and we'll just see how that goes with it all. So that's but the round of footy. It's going to be some great games. Then, as you already know, I think it's the first two games. So Port and Geelong and the Lions and Tigers. I think they're fighting to go straight into the preliminaries. So whoever wins that will go straight into the preliminaries, and of course the other team will take on the winners of these games. So if you're going to watch this late in the video, as I've told you, I'm going for Geelong to win. I'm going the Lions to win, Saints to win, and the Eagles to win. And the best on grounds, I think I went with Hawkins with Geelong. I've gone with, who did I pick for? Oh, Mitch Robertson for Brisbane, Jack Steele for St Kilda, and Dom Sheed, of course, for the West Coast Eagles. But don't get me wrong, the teams I've gone for, the other teams do have a chance of winning. Like, you can look at it that Richmond have a chance of winning. Port, of course, they do. They're top of the table, so they could possibly come out with a cheeky, sneaky win. And then you've got, of course, Bulldogs can get the job done if their elite midfield starts, but they've got some big weaknesses to worry about, but they're still a decent side. And then, of course, you've got Collingwood to worry about, but I don't want to worry about them, so let's not talk about that too much, hey? But that's all I've actually got to talk about with the finals. So, yeah, once again, I'm sorry it's late. I've had some mic issues the last few weeks, so I'm going to see if this video actually will go through without stopping and pausing. The mic seems to be okay, but we'll see how it goes. So, I'm also going to be posting I might do it straight after this. I'll post my EPL review for I think week 4, I think it was, or 3. Some disappointing results, some really good results. So we'll talk about that in the next video. And as I always say, I'll see you all in the next video. Hope you enjoy. Please like, subscribe. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.